Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to the Fond du Lac Blue Line for tonight's Saputo Cheese Game of the Week. The live stream of the week is going to be between the Waupun Warriors hockey team and the Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers here at the Fond du Lac Blue Line. So we get ready for today's contest. Here's a pregame review of what's happening with each of these teams. Starting with the visitors tonight. Tonight, as the visitors team is going to be considered the Waupun Warriors, which is unusual because I'm normally announcing there, but we're going to make sure that this is an even broadcast tonight. So I had a chance to talk to Coach Nick Tank a little bit about what was happening with his Waupun Warriors, and he did a little bit of a preview for us and talked about the last time that the Warriors were on the ice was on Saturday at home against the Beloit Memorial Spartans as they were taking on Beloit for the annual Pink Out the Rink game, which is a little bit earlier than usual, and unfortunately I was unable to be there to help broadcast that contest. And it was an exciting, packed house game as the Waupun Warriors came out with an overtime victory on a shot by Mason Holes to secure the victory at the Pink Out game. That takes the Waupun Warriors to a 1-1-1 record so far on this season. They opened up their season playing against Badgerland Conference opponent Appleton United, and ended up tying Appleton 2-2 on the road. Then the Warriors came home and played a pretty stacked Homestead Highlanders program, and there was concern that it was going to be a close contest. And that absolutely was not the case, as the Waupun Warriors lost in a close contest 4-2. As once again, these young players for the Waupun Warriors did their job and skated really well against Homestead. Unfortunately, it wasn't on the winning side. And then their victory so far on the season for that one win is against Beloit for the Pink Out the Rink contest. So some of the keys to the game that I was talking with Coach Nick Tank tonight is he understands, obviously, that we're playing against a very talented Fond du Lac Springs program. Defending state champion from last year as they beat Superior 4-1 in a victory, and were Badgerland Conference champs, both the regular season and the tournament champions. So the Ledgers were a very stacked team here in the Badgerland, and obviously they had a huge graduation, but that doesn't change the fact that they're a very talented program. They built their program up by having all kinds of schools join in a co-op just to get a couple of players here to make sure they could be competitive, and then once they got themselves competitive, they dropped those programs to make sure that they would qualify as a D2 program. And they're coming back here to try and defend their second straight, it would be their third straight actually, state titles. So far on the season, we'll talk a little bit more about St. Mary Springs, but as we get there, let's talk about some of the players again for the Waupun Warriors. So far on the season, now they don't have the updated stats, so the last stats that I have was from actually when I broadcast it. Tyler Fromholtz is the bright spot senior in goalie, number 31, has 113 shots on goal with 107 saves. 6 goals against, that gives him a 2.59 goals against average and a 947 save percentage. And he now has that one shutout as well. Leading scorers for the Waupun Warriors this season so far, Mason Holtz has 2 points with 2 goals. I can make that 3 points now as he's got a third goal on the season. And Payson Landl also has 2 points, and Hayden Reeder also has 2 points for the Waupun Warriors, and several other players. Wow, this is going to be rather interesting with the loudspeaker blaring right here in our face, so we'll see what we can do to make sure that it doesn't become so much of a distraction. Anyways, we're going to continue with the pregame here, sponsored by Holman Auto after this message from Holman.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Homan family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
So let's talk about, after the Home and Auto pregame, let's talk about the St. Mary Springs Ledger. Sorry about that. I was talking to myself. I didn't get myself back on. So I apologize. To talk a little bit about St. Mary Springs. So I had the chance to talk with Coach John Welsh about his defending the 3rd state title in a row, and he said the first comment out of his mouth was that we are not the same team as we were last year. The team graduated a ton of seniors last year, and they were loaded, and they believed that they were going to win their state title. That completely is different this season. So far on the young season, the Ledgers are 1-1 as they have beat Bayport 2-1 in their first contest, and then they hosted Arrowhead, and they lost to Arrowhead 2-1. Both of those programs are huge programs. They're both D1 programs. And when I had a chance to talk to Coach Welsh, he said obviously he is very happy with his goalie situation. I believe, let me just double check here, Hayden is a junior this year, and he really believes that he's got one of the top 5 goalies in the state who's playing for his team, and he's riding him and hoping that he is also going to be able to keep this team competitive throughout the season. Also had a chance to talk to Coach Welsh about those 2 games that he played, and he said early in the season, part of the issue, even though they are currently ranked as D2 #1 unanimous decision on prep hockey, all of us know that that comes from the coaches around the state, and not everybody has had a chance to see everybody else, and it's based on, some of it's based on reputation. And seeing that 1-1 record, Coach did comment that he did have 11 of his players who are played in the state football game, so they had not been to any hockey practices at all until after Thanksgiving break, and they've had to skate their minimum games, and obviously they didn't get enough of as much of the conditioning as the rest of the team did, and he said that they were pretty tired as he was trying to get them quickly into hockey shape as they transitioned from football shape. And he believes now that they're starting to get closer, and he's really interested to see how well they're going to compete tonight against Badgerland opponent Waupun. We also had a chance to have that conversation about what's he liking so far about his hockey program this year, and he said that he's really impressed with how well the hockey team does a lot of their teamwork. They're a good program, and they play together as a team. And again, he is very excited about what he's got coming up. I had a chance to also have the same conversation with Coach Nick Tank from the Waupun Warriors, and Coach Tank shared that both of them, their Dentistry of Wisconsin smile for the game was to talk about this game and seeing two of the top 5 goalies in the state. Doesn't matter if they're Division I or Division II, in Hayden Rising for St. Mary's Springs Ledgers and Tyler Fromholtz for the Waupun Warriors. So both of those goalies are going to be awesome to see tonight, and you never know, a good hot goalie can certainly pull off a victory for any team at any time, and that certainly is true for both of these goalies. But obviously, talking to Coach Nick Tank, Waupun is going to have to ride carefully Tyler Fromholtz this entire season, but really especially in tonight's contest against the Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers. Also had the chance to have a conversation about the new medical center injury report, and the only injuries that was reported was for Waupun. They had Brett Johnson is out with a knee injury. He's not even suited tonight. And when I asked Coach John Welsh, he said, no comment. He doesn't like to comment on any injuries that may exist or any illnesses. He did tell me that they're going to roll 4 lines. He also was talking a little bit about their starting lineup as we get a little bit closer here in this pregame, and I asked him to share a little bit about information about his starting lineup, and he was able to tell me that he's got a starting lineup, and then asking about second and third and fourth lines, and he wasn't sure exactly how they were going to roll yet tonight. What he was really impressed with, and his coach's smile of the game, was that he's got 3 freshmen who are a line, and he said they might be small, but they are quick, and that was one of the things that is a strength of the Springs Ledgers team, is that they can skate and they are fast and they can match the speed of almost any programs in the state. And as everybody knows, speed kills, and it certainly does make a difference. And Coach John Welsh is excited about watching this freshman line play and see how well they can execute tonight. So as we get ready here to get to the lineups, I just want to make sure that we get a chance to get all of our sponsors in before the game. You can see up on the right-hand corner, the new medical center scoreboard is up there. That'll include the shots and keep track of all of the information there. So thank you to the new medical center's sponsors, as well as from the Waupun Equipment Company broadcast booth right here behind the announcer's booth at the Fond du Lac Blue Line. Thank you again to Waupun Equipment Company for sponsoring our broadcast booth. Let's take a listen a little bit from each of our other sponsors. This has been the Holman pregame show here at the Fond du Lac Blue Line. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Radio Plus. And we'll be back as we get ready for the starting lineups.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Holman family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Holman.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem.
My name is Jim. Came to New Medical for bad knee pain. Before that, I couldn't squat, kneel. I had difficulty getting in my truck. 12 weeks later, things are getting better and improving every day.
Hi there, my name is Steve. I had a lot of pain in my right knee due to arthritis. The results I've experienced have been a lot less pain in my knee. I'm able to walk up and down steps a lot better than I was. I would highly recommend the procedure to anybody that's been talking to an orthopedic surgeon. They wanted to perform a full knee replacement on me, and I thought, I'm pretty young for that, so I was looking for other alternatives.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
One of the neatest projects and programs that we have that I truly believe in is our 5 Cents for the Future program. Every time a customer swipes their Bristol Morgan Bank debit card, we donate 5 cents to our scholarship fund, which is administered by the Fond du Lac Area Foundation. And we provide scholarships for local students that are going to 2-year, 4-year school. We're there for up to a 4-year renewable scholarship.
Bristol Morgan Bank. Locations in Oakfield, Fond du Lac, Brandon, and Van Dyne. Log on, bristolmorganbank.com.
Make an impact within your community with Marian University's Bachelor of Social Work program. Experience direct client contact from your very first course, taught by faculty with years of field experience. Apply to Marian University today. Explore the mind and expand yours. With Marian University's Psychology Bachelor's program, experience exciting classes, professional conferences, field placements, and a 93% job placement rate. Apply to Marian University today.
Saputo USA, just outside of Waupun, is hiring. Saputo has full-time benefit-eligible career opportunities available in their Alto facility. Competitive pay starting at over $21 per hour, benefits, and more. 8 and 12-hour shifts. Apply today and join one of the best growing companies. Apply at saputo.com or stop in on Highway EE in Alto, just outside of Waupun. Saputo Cheese is an equal opportunity employer.
Green Bay football players in Fond du Lac. After select Packer games during the 2021 season, fans can get up close and personal with the Pack. Ask player questions, get autographs, win preferred seats to the game plan when you sign up at Ray's TV and Appliance. To win the best seats in the house, follow 95 and 96.1 The Rock on Facebook and share the graphic. Have a shot at $1,000 when you play the Camera Casino Photo Finish Contest. All at the Home and Auto Game Plan presented by Midwest Overhead Door. This football season at Fat Joe's. Get schedule information at 961therock.com.
J&J Trucking of Brandon is a proud sponsor of Laconia in tonight's game. John and Judy Hutter, the owners of J&J Trucking of Brandon. Milk transport and farm pickup, drop decks and vans, and more. A proud community sponsor of high school sports. They've been in business almost 30 years. Give them a call today, 346-2880 for J&J Trucking of Brandon. How would you like your local business to not only reach a whole lot of people, but also be attached to high school sports? Radio Plus has got you covered. To advertise your local business during our video stream of high school sports, email nick@radioplusinfo.com. That's nick@radioplusinfo.com. Your business, your advertising message reaching this area. Let's work together. nick@radioplusinfo.com.
Andy is with us here at the Other Bar, Main Street, Waupun. Busy weekend, gearing up for an exciting week here at the Other Bar, Andy.
Yep, lots on tap this weekend, obviously. We welcome everybody that's in town for different tournaments, basketball, hockey, whatever. We'll take care of them as they roll in. This weekend, it's obviously Bear Weekend with Sunday night games. As always, we'll have Miller Lite 16-ounce cans, Pabst 16-ounce cans, and Coors Light 16-ounce cans on special during the game.
Of course, the Badgers playing, Bucks playing this week, and the holiday parade coming up on Friday night, too.
Absolutely. We'll be here on Friday night for the holiday parade, and it'll be warm here. We'll have chili on hand. Of course, Friday Fish is going on as well, so stop in.
All right, Andy with us here. I'm taking a peek at some of these delicious hot plate specials. That's perfect for lunch.
Yeah, we always got something different rolling for lunch this week. We're starting the week out with turkey, beef, and pork with mashed potatoes and gravy. It changes as quantities, obviously, but we always have something for a quick in and out.
Andy with us here, the Other Bar, Main Street, Waupun. Have a great week, man. Thank you.
Have a good week.
From Waupun, so got to get used to also having the broadcast from other places, and that tonight is the Fond du Lac Blue Line here as we're doing the Waupun Warriors taking on the Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers. Fond du Lac Springs, you just saw, hit the ice. They did a nice job here of having the youth players welcome them, and a nice long line coming across the back of the ice rink. So Springs is on our right, and the Waupun Warriors are lined up over here on the left-hand side. And I need to do some double checking here as it's saying that I'm not getting any internet service. So let's see what we got going on here.
At defense, number 5, Dakota Stevens.
Going through quickly here the starting lineup for the Waupun Warriors. I'm going to see if I can get hardwired here and see if I can get a little bit better of a stream as they're going through the starting lineups here for the Waupun Warriors. And I was afraid that this might happen because of the wireless situation here as we get more and more people on the wireless system. Things have a tendency to crash, so I do apologize for that. So we'll see if we can get that hardwire system up here hooked up and running. I'll see if it is actually active up here. I'm assuming that it is. So let's go through quickly the starting lineup of the Waupun Warriors as they were able to go through that. In goal for Waupun will be number 31, Tyler Fromholtz. In at one defense for the Waupun Warriors, number 5, Dakota Stevens. Another defense will be number 22, Micah Buckles. At one forward will be Mason Holtz, and the other forward will be Payson Landel, and they will be centering number 20, Hayden Reeder. And now for the starting lineup for the St. Mary Springs. St. Mary Springs Ledgers. Got to see if I can pick up. Coach didn't give me the numbers. He gave me some names, so let's see if I can pick those up. So I know it going in goal for St. Mary Springs is going to be number 30, Hayden Rising. And for the defense, it's going to be, trying to pick up a number here, number 25, Colin McMahon. And the other starting lineup is going to be number 2, Cooper Bulow. In at one forward will be number 7, Isaac Highland. And number 19, Finn Bulow will be the other forward. And number 9, Caden Blank will be the third forward for St. Mary Springs as they start out this contest. Just a quick update again on the New Medical Center injury report. Call New Medical Center of Waupun at 920-249-8757. That's 920-249-8757 on the New Medical Center injury report. Talking to Coach John Welsh, he stated that there were no injuries that he was going to report. He's actually, the comment was there's no comment on that. And I said, well, we got this little New Medical Center thing. And he said, that's okay, no comment. So I let him off the hook with that, and I had the conversation with Coach Nick Tank for the Waupun Warriors, and he said the only injury that they have to report is Brett Johnson, who will not be suited tonight as he has a knee injury, so he will not be suited for the Waupun Warriors. So that's it for the New Medical Center injury report. Again, call New Medical Center of Waupun at 920-249-8757. That's 920-249-8757. The Dentistry of Wisconsin Coaches Smile, presented by Dentistry of Wisconsin and their new location located right by the high school in Waupun. When I had a chance to talk to both coaches, both of them had the same Coaches Smile comment, and that was they were really looking forward to seeing both goalies play tonight, as they believe that they've got 2 of the top 5 goalies in the entire state, Division I and Division II, playing on the ice tonight head to head. And then the other smile from Coach John Welsh for tonight was that he was also very excited about how his freshman line that was going to be hitting the ice and rolling tonight. That's the only other line that he was willing to give me, and that's going to be number 3, Gabe Braun, number 4, Austin Westergaard, and number 5, Isaac Zabel. Just a real quick information here, taking a look at the stats for St. Mary Springs. The person to watch so far on the season is Dane Dinovich. 3 points, 1 goal and 2 assists. Josh Austin also has 1 goal and 2 assists for 3 points. And Connor Schramm, resident of Waupun, also has 2 points on this season with 2 assists. As we get ready here to roll for the start of this contest, as the Waupun Warriors are going to be taking on St. Mary Springs Ledgers. You're listening here to Jeff Sauer here from the Waupun Company broadcast booth. And you can see up in the upper right-hand corner again the New Medical Center scoreboard as we get ready to drop the puck for tonight's contest. In at center for Waupun is going to be number 20, Hayden Reeder, is going to be taking on number 7, Isaac Highland. Highland, one of the seniors on this Springs team. Here we go with the drop of the puck. Fighting for it. Highland's going to move it forward. He's going to move it past Micah Buckles down into the corner. Battling for it. Picks up the puck. Moves it on run to the corner. Good pressure there. Number 9 is Caden Blank. And Isaac Highland with some forecheck pressure. Trying to keep it in the zone. Going behind, picking it up is number 19, Finn Bulow. Bulow wraps it around. One of the things that is interesting also about this ice is it is big ice here. So if you've got good speed like St. Mary Springs does, that plays into their favor. And the big ice has not been very kind to Waupun through all of their years here. Last year, Warriors were able to get a victory. Sticking with it, Mason Holes right into the shin guards of number 25, Colin McMahon. Going into the corner, picking up, skating with it is McMahon. Quickly across the red line, going into the attack. Moves around, takes a shot, wide of the net. That's going to be picked up there by number 22. That looks like Nolan, or 23, take that back. That's going to be Josh Austin. As Austin's going to go out there and roll a line, and he's got number 18 with him, Connor Schramm. That's going to be a shot that's going to go off. Dumped in down low. Schramm gave it over to number 23, Josh Austin. Austin tried to walk it in. He's got support there by Dane Dinovich. So your second line that I can see is it's Schramm, Dinovich, and Austin. Shot and a save there by Tyler Fromholz. Comes out to the blue line. That's going to be dumped low, and icing is going to be the call. And once again, there is no real consequence for icing at the high school level. Just going to bring that back down into the offensive zone for the Waupun Warriors. Really interesting here. I've got that speaker blasting right here in my ear. Reeder once again, as this is that freshman line that coach was talking about. Isaac Zabel. Blocker save there by Tyler Fromholz. Puts it over to the boards. Picked up there by Schramm. Connor Schramm is a defenseman for Springs. I thought he was one of the forwards. I'll have to figure out who the other defenseman is, and the other forward. It's going to be picked up there by number 4, Austin Westergaard. Westergaard tries to swing it out here to Isaac Zabel. Off of it, Micah Buckles moves it to his D partner, number 5, Dakota Stevens. That's going to be wide. Rising's going to play it to the corner. Comes back around, Schramm with it. Looks like his D partner is Ian Zabel at this time. Good give and go there. Nice move by number 4, Austin Westergaard, to get around. Centers it, fires over the top of the net. Good opportunity there for number 3, Gabe Braun. Skating with it again was number 9, swings it out to 25, tries to get it in the slot. Off of the glove is number 7, Isaac Highland takes a shot. Save there by Tyler Fromholz. Cross ice pass, that's going to get dumped in low, and that's going to be an icing on the Waupun Warriors. We're going to have a face-off to the Trapper side of Tyler Fromholz, wearing a Captain C. It's hard to see that. Usually you don't see that happening with a goalie, since the goalie really cannot have a conversation with the officials. The referees were conversing, have a conversation. Warriors with it. It's number 10 is out there, Keegan Zimmerman, as he's rolling with Kyler Rice is out on defense. His D partner is Cade Hartrink down in the corner. .10 left here in the period. Let's see if this will make a difference. I was checking to see what's going on here, and my computer is not plugged in, so maybe that'll give us a little bit more juice to make sure that we can broadcast here. Give me a second to find that cord. Sorry about that. Here it comes. Fires into the shoulder. It's number 10 for Springs. There's a quick pass from number 10 for Springs. Dinovich comes back out again to number 23, Josh Austin. Dinovich tried to sneak one past. Good little give and go there as he was trying to get it to number 29, Talon Blank. It's number 2, the defenseman, Cooper Bulow, stepped up. Dinovich moves it back to Schramm. Schramm up to number 23. Once again, that is Josh Austin. Austin circles back, walks in, tries to get around Holtz, does, but Hayden Reeder's able to get a stick on it. Fire again. Pad save there by Tyler Fromholtz. And once again, Fromholtz is under attack. It's the last time they played here in the Badgerland. I believe that it was 70-plus shots that Tyler Fromholtz faced. Picked up there by Schramm. Schramm skates it in himself into the zone. Tries to make a move around number 18 for the Warriors. That's Nate Batzler. Dinovich gave it over to Austin. Into the corner. Picked up there by Blank. Talon Blank for Springs Ledgers. Centers it. Gets it out front. Warriors collapse their D. Good job there by the defense. Micah Buckles staying home in the slot. Intercepts that pass. Bassler tried to clear it out for the Warriors. Coming back around with it is number 23, Josh Austin. Battling in the corner. Number 5, Dakota Stevens for the Warriors. Schramm collapses, gets a shot. Unable to get it past. Steps up, makes contact with Batzler. Stepping in with it. Number 17 now for Springs, Jaden Meisner. Battling in the corner. Trying to clear to his Warriors, held in there by Connor Schramm. Schramm looks to make a move around number 7, Payson Landel for the Warriors. Landel does a good job of holding. This time there is no icing. Coming back with it is number 4, one of the freshmen for Coach Welsh, Austin Westergaard. Tried to get it back to his D. Here's a chance for the Warriors. Mason Holes gets in there and loses it. Does pick it up. Here's a chance. Quinn Bailey tried to get it towards the net, unable to do so. Warriors back with it in the neutral zone. Kyler Rice moved it over to his D partner, Cade Hartrink. Dumped back into the corner. Hartrink's going to give chase behind Fromholtz. Fromholtz points out the attacker, gets it into the center. Turned over there by Hayden Reeder. Tried to feed it over to number 7, Isaac Highland. Unable to do so, and that'll be an icing. And we're going to see if we can find my plug in here. I thought I had the computer plugged in, and I must have unplugged it for some reason. And see if that'll help make this connection a little bit stronger here. Face-off down here by the Waupun Warriors. 9:41 left here on the New Medical Center scoreboard. 0-0 is the score so far here in this first period. Not quite halfway there. Shot towards the net is number 13 for Springs, Quinn McLaughlin. Picked up there by number 7, Isaac Highland. Highland gives to 25, Colin McMahon. McMahon changes directions, gives it back over to Highland. Down into the corner, Warriors chasing. Good hard contact there into the corner. cross ice. Skating hard with it is number 25, Colin McMahon. Off of the pad of Fromholtz. Dane Dinovich with it in the corner. Skates around behind, trying to set it up from behind the net. Gets it out here to Quinn McLaughlin. McLaughlin gave it back to Dinovich. McLaughlin tries to glove it and knock it down, loses sight of it. It's still held in there as Payson Landl trying to clear it out and does get it into neutral ice. Springs picks it up. Dinovich looks to make a move. Gives it over to Austin. Back to number 29, and a good save there as Talon Blank pulls the trigger, and Tyler Fromholtz reaches out with a glove and snags it as they have down only 7 saves so far for Tyler Fromholtz. I think that's a little bit low, but they're the official scorekeepers. A little bit past halfway, 2 seconds past halfway here in the first period as the Waupun Warriors. There's going to be a quick backdoor goal, as I believe that's going to be number 23 who's going to get the assist, as he's going to give it at 8:25 or a lapse time of 8:35. I believe the goal is going to go to number 10, and we have to see who's going to get the assist. I think 23 is going to pick up one of the assists, and we'll see who picks up the other, as it was a good give quickly. So we'll see what the announcer says. So I think that was a Josh Austin assist, but Dinovich beating him on the back door.
Scored by number 10,
Dane Dianovich.
Number 29, Talon Blank.
29.
Even strength goal scored at the 8:25 mark of the first period.
Talon Blank is going to get
The assist to 29.
Blank with the assist. And St. Mary Springs is up 1-0 here in the first period. Picked up there by number 29, Talon Blank, but he had the assist. Good work there again as he was getting it to Josh Austin. Picked up there by the Warriors, Ben Bruni gets it down low. They do have Hayden Reason down for one, rising, sorry about that, down for a save. Dinovich had to go through his skates. Kicked in there nicely by Talon Blank. Going after it quick, coming off of the bench. Here comes Mason Holtz. Fires, saved by Rising. A good opportunity there for the Warriors. They had him beat on the back door, but he didn't have any support. Dumping it back into the center. Trying to get it to Dinovich, and Fromholtz decides to put the big trapper down on top of it and get a freeze at 7:04 here on the New Medical Center scoreboard. 1-0 as the St. Mary Springs Ledgers on a beautiful goal. And once again, I forgot to hit the instant replay, so we'll see if we can do that as well. Too many things going on here that I got to try and pay attention to, and we'll continue to get into a swing here, as this is only the second broadcast I've got going here of a hockey game of the season. Number 3, Gabe Braun swings it over. Quick touch pass. Braun fires it. A tip down there in front was number 4, Austin Westergaard. It's a good pass by Zabel to get it back out. Connor Schramm makes a couple of moves at the blue line to get around. Swings it over to number 4, Westergaard. Calling for it was Braun. Westergaard swings it out to Schramm. Schramm walks in. Shot. Fromholtz is able to get the trapper or the blocker on top of it and get a whistle here at 6:28 in the first period, with the Waupun Warriors trailing the St. Mary Springs Ledgers 1-0 on a beautiful, again, a great feed by Talon Blank as he got it to Dinovich, who came across and was able to beat him on the backside. Schramm with it for the Ledgers, gets it over there to Braun, intercepted, tried to get it past. Quinn McLaughlin is out there with Schramm. Good long stretch pass over there to Braun. Overreaches. Good move there by Kate Hartring to do an escape move. Picked up in the neutral zone. Coming back with it. Oh, blows the tires. He tries to turn an edge. It's number 4, Austin Westergaard. Chip off of the wall. Going with it. Quinn Bailey fires. Going to be blocked out front by the defenseman. They picked up. Bailey battling, trying to get it in there, and is not cleared back out to the neutral zone. So the Warriors had about 10 to 15 seconds in the zone before it comes right back down in front of Tyler Fromholtz, nice read there, looks to move, and into the shoulder. Fromholtz can't find it, makes the save as it caught him underneath the armpit. There's a great shot there by Gabe Braun. Moving it now, picked up there by Ian Zabel. Zabel moves it over to number 25, Colin McMahon. McMahon trying to make a couple of moves, skates with it, comes into the neutral zone, crosses the red line, gets it in, looks to set up his offense, takes it all the way down to set it up behind, gets it out front. Good job there by the defense for the Warriors as they collapsed and protected around Tyler Fromholtz. Skating with it and trying to get it out was number 6, Ben Bruni. Did get it across and then turns it back over. Micah Buckles picks it up for the Warriors. Coming back with it. Buckles decides to set it up behind the net. Giving chase was number 9, Caden Blank. Buckles moves it across the red line, goes across the blue line, looks to step in, into the center, into the glove, and a nice save there by Hayden Rising. Giving chase was number 9, Caden Blank. Buckles moves it across the red line, goes across the blue line, looks to step in, into the center, into the glove, and a nice save there. Back here to live action at the Final Act blue line. In that center for the Waupun Warriors is number 20, Hayden Reeder, and number 7, Isaac Highland. Highland wins it back, but a good job there by Mason Holds the collapse, battling with Highland. Swings it over to Cooper Bulow. Bulow in the corner, trying to get it out. Good pressure there by Hayden Reeder by the Warriors, trying to keep it in the zone, see if they can get something to happen. Good strong push there by number 2, Cooper Bulow. And taking possession. Good job with the stick again is Hayden Reeder, freshman for the Waupun Warriors. Schramm makes a move across the blue line. Now gets to the red line, decides he's going to take it himself. Gets there. Micah Buckles puts him into the corner along with Mason Holtz. Chips that off of the board, gets it back into the neutral zone. Picked up there by number 23, Josh Austin. Austin looking, does a little move, cuts inside. Here's that big ice area where they've got a little bit more room to work coming with it. Austin tries to walk it in. Nate Bassler trying to rub him off of the puck, but stays with it as Josh Austin. Swings it out here to Connor Schramm. Schramm back over to Austin. Moves it down into the corner there for number 29, Talon Blank. And a good rub off there by Micah Buckles to take possession and come back with it. Back into the neutral zone. Dumped into the corner. No icing. Rising's going to come out and play it around. Nobody on either side, but a good hustle there. Play by number 29, Talon Blank, to give a chip. Dinovich was coming in hard. Crashing, but unable to pick it up. Back over to number 23, Josh Austin. Gives it over to Dane Dinovich. Shot in on Tyler Fromholtz, and he's able to grab the glove as Josh Austin tried to put one past Fromholtz. 3:02 here on the New Medical Center scoreboard. The score is 1-0. St. Mary Springs Ledgers over the Waupun Warriors. Good contest so far here. Tyler Fromholtz standing big in net. They've got him down for 11 saves. Pretty sure he's got a few more than that. Here comes the shot, and here's another backdoor. Dinovich. That one might go to number 23 on the assist, Josh Austin, but we will see Dinovich with his second goal, 2:55 here. Here comes the shot, and here's another backdoor. Dinovich. That one might go to number 23 on the assist. And you can see there on that instant replay, a good job there. We'll see who they get the assist to, but I believe that should be going to 23, but who knows, I was off the last time. Makes it 2-0 here in that first period. Springs.
For the assist to number 23, Josh Austin.
Josh Austin on one assist. And the second assist is going to go to number 20, Ian Zabel, at the 14:05 mark here in the second period. Coming in at again, backhand opportunity there by Jaden Meisner. And Fromholtz is going to get the save. .221 left here on the New Medical Center scoreboard. 2-0 as the St. Mary Springs Ledgers put another one as Dane Dinovich Good feet again on that backdoor side. That's the one thing that you cannot protect as a goalie unless you can do a quick reaction, and on those quick touch passes, not going to happen. Back into the center. Waupun trying to get it out and see if they can get something here by the end of the period. Picked up there by number 10 for the Warriors. That's Keegan Zimmerman. Micah Buckles tries the slap shot and he misses it. And it's out of the zone, and the Warriors are going to have to turn it over. It's going to be picked up there by Colin McMahon. McMahon skating with it, looks to make a move, gets inside as Zimmerman was looking to make some body contact. And they're going to call a penalty. I don't know who the penalty is on. Zimmerman never even touched him. Wow, that's a real interesting call. So it's going to be a penalty here on Keegan Zimmerman. For the Waupun Warriors, so the Warriors are going to be shorthanded here at 1:43, and St. Mary Springs will be on the power play. So at 1:40, tripping is the call. Maybe he stuck out the stick there as he was trying to go past. I didn't see anything like that, but here comes power play. Left save again there for Tyler Fromholz. He tries to get the glove on it. Micah Buckles says, get out of here. Now coming in there hard and going after each other is the Waupun Warriors and the St. Mary Springs Ledgers. And there should be some penalties that are going to be called here on St. Mary Springs for coming charging in, as Buckles was just trying to clear the net. So they're going to get Buckles with a penalty and see if they're going to get Springs. They are. They're going to call number 23. Austin is going to be called for the penalty as well. So at 1:17, we're going to skate 4-on-3. See what they're going to call here. See if they actually threw any punches or not. Officials are down here having a conversation here from the Waupun Equipment Company broadcast booth right in front of us here. See what they're going to make as far as a call. Having a conversation. I'm assuming it's going to be roughing for sure, but I'm not sure if they're going to see if there was any punches that were thrown. So you've got Austin for Springs and Micah Buckles for the Warriors. Waiting to see if they can make a call here. So they're having a conversation. I'm not sure that, again, I think that they're waiting to find out if there was a punch that was thrown or not. And if a punch is thrown, that player is going to be ejected. So they're going to see. They know the officials have been directed by the WIA to make sure that hockey is cleaned up and keep things rolling nice and clean. So we'll have to see again what is the call coming here from the officials. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on the Radio Plus broadcast, and a huge shout out again to Nick Rush for giving me this opportunity to broadcast for Radio Plus, and also a huge shout out to our sponsor, Saputo Cheese, for sponsoring the live stream Game of the Week, and that Game of the Week is here for the Waupun Warriors and Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers. The goalie is actually going to the bench. Everybody has gone to the bench as we're waiting for the officials to make up their mind. They just need to make a call here, make it, and then stick with it. So we're going to see what the call is. It's getting ready here to make the call. We'll see what comes up. We'll also pick it up. A 5-minute major is going to be pointed to Micah Buckles. 5 minutes. And it looks like they're doing an injection on both of the players. So it looks like they're going to call 5 minutes. And Blank is going to be gone. And Micah Buckles, I think, is going to be gone too. So we'll see what is said. So Josh Austin is going to be going to find the bench. And it looks like they're also going to be ejecting Micah Buckles. Buckles is having an argument as well, and they put the 5 minutes up on Buckles. And I believe that he has been ejected as well, so that's going to do it for Micah Buckles' night.
17 mark of the first period. We had matching disqualification penalties. First of all, to Waupun, number 22, Micah Buckles.
Disqualified.
For fighting. And number 23.
Fighting is the call on Micah Buckles and Josh Austin.
There's also a 5-minute major cross-check penalty.
Cross-check also assessed to Micah Buckles.
That penalty will be served by a yet unknown player.
For the Warriors, so they really hurt themselves down here. A 5-minute major, and they'll be skating, I'm assuming, with the disqualifications. We'll see how this plays out. My assumption would be that they would be skating 4-on-3 to start. But because those are coincidentals, it still might be 5-on-3 for Springs, as the Waupun Warriors, with that additional penalty, are now going to have a player in the box serving for Micah Buckles for 1:34 left on the penalty to number 7, I believe, that was going to be serving it, but I'm not sure. We'll see who they're actually going to send in the box. Number 10 for the Warriors is still in the box. That's going to be Keegan Zimmerman. Trying to get a player to come over here for the Warriors to serve the penalty. 5 minutes. It's going to be served by number 15 for the Warriors, Jonas Buckles. He's going to take the place of his cousin. Connor Schramm now with it. 5-on-3. 5-minute major here. Springs pulls the trigger, goes up over the top of the net with a stick gun in the way. Tried again. A little give and go from behind the net, trying to get it back out front. Picked up there by Springs, number 29, Talon Blank, who had a beautiful assist before, skating with it on those edges. Dane Dinovich with 2 goals scored so far tonight. And with a 5-minute major, Springs can score as many points as they want. That Warrior is going to have to sit in the box no matter how many times they score, so the penalty is not erased. Coming down from behind. Swings it over, gets it back out to the top on their umbrella, running a tight pinch, and that's going to be shot off the crossbar. It looked like maybe off of the shoulder of Tyler Fromholtz. Connor Schramm with it, moves it over to number 29, Talon Blank. Blank gives it down below to number 7, Isaac Highland. Back out front again, good stick on it there by Tyler Fromholtz. Clock running down here, see if the Warriors can kill this off before the end of the first period, and it looks like they're going to do so. There's still 16 seconds left on the 5-on-3. And then there's going to be another approximately 3:30 or 3:26 left on the clock for the Warriors that are going to have to worry about killing off for the end of the beginning of the second period. As the St. Mary Springs Ledgers, 16 shots. Take that back. That's going to be shots on goal is 16 shots for Springs and 3 shots on goal for Waupun. And we're going to be back here shortly as we go through all of our sponsors. And I'm sure that Coach Babich and Coach Nick Tank are trying to get clarifications further about why Micah Buckles was ejected. The captain, senior captain, take that back, I believe he's only a sophomore. I have to double check that, but I think that if I remember, Micah was only a freshman last year, a sophomore, as a captain, and one of the players that Coach Babich had talked about in the first game that I had broadcast about being one of the players that he thinks is one of the top players that he's got in his program as well as in the Badgerland Conference. So that certainly is going to be very... It's going to cause all kinds of problems for the Waupun Warriors if Micah Buckles is gone. So we get ready here. for the end of the first period. So they're tossing t-shirts out here, which is pretty cool, I think, for the skaters to come out and do that and get those out to the fans, the Springs fans. And we got a pretty decent crowd here for this home game in this Badgerland Conference opener for Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers. Let's hear from our sponsors. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here from the Waupun Equipment Company broadcast booth here right behind the announcer's booth. And as soon as they start talking, the speaker is blowing my headphones right off my head. It seems like, so I can't hardly hear myself think as we're going through this. We'll be back as we hear from our sponsors. Give a recap of the contest so far here in the first period.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Holman family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Holman.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem.
My name is Mary, and I was treated at the New Medical Center for knee pain. I couldn't walk long distances, stand up from a chair easily, or do stairs well. Now I can do all of these things and walk 2 miles.
Hi, my name is Linda. I was treated at the New Medical Center for pain in both of my knees, and it has made a huge difference. I couldn't walk up the stairs. I couldn't get up and down easily off the floor after playing with my grandkids. Getting up off the couch at night was difficult. Now I can do all of that. Right now I have no pain in my knees. I would definitely recommend this procedure to anybody who has pain in their knees, and I would recommend that you do it sooner rather than later.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
One of the neatest projects and programs that we have that I truly believe in is our 5 cents for the future program. Every time a customer swipes their Bristol Morgan Bank debit card, we donate 5 cents to our scholarship fund, which is administered by the Fond du Lac Area Foundation. And we provide scholarships for local students that are going to 2-year, 4-year school. We're there for up to a 4-year renewable scholarship.
Bristol Morgan Bank. Locations in Oakfield, Fond du Lac, Brandon, and Van Dyne. Log on bristolmorganbank.com.
We educate tomorrow's heroes today. Developed by the area's best nurses, your acceptance into Marian University's BSN program will allow you to take nursing courses in your sophomore year. Apply to Marian University today. In each community, forensic scientists crack the toughest cases. With Marian University's Forensic Science Bachelor's program, learn from industry-experienced faculty within a hands-on crime scene lab. Apply to Marian University today.
Saputo USA, just outside of Waupun, is hiring. Saputo has full-time benefit-eligible career opportunities available in their Alto facility. Competitive pay starting at over $21 per hour, benefits, and more. 8 and 12-hour shifts. Apply today and join one of the best-growing companies. Apply at Saputo.com or stop in on Highway EE in Alto, just outside of Waupun. Saputo Cheese is an equal opportunity employer.
Green Bay football players in Fond du Lac. After select Packer games during the 2021 season, fans can get up close and personal with the Pack. Ask player questions, get autographs, win preferred seats to the game plan when you sign up at Raise TV and Appliance. To win the best seats in the house, follow 95 and 96.1 The Rock on Facebook and share the graphic. Have a shot at $1,000 when you play the Camera Casino Photo Finish Contest. All at the Home and Auto Game Plan presented by Midwest Overhead Door. This football season at Fat Joe's. Get schedule information at 961therock.com.
J&J Trucking of Brandon is a proud sponsor of Laconia in tonight's game. John and Judy Hutter, the owners of J&J Trucking of Brandon. Milk transport and farm pickup, drop decks and vans, and more. A proud community sponsor of high school sports. They've been in business almost 30 years. Give them a call today, 346-2880 for J&J Trucking of Brandon. How would you like your local business to not only reach a whole lot of people, but also be attached to high school sports? Radio Plus has got you covered. To advertise your local business during our video stream of high school sports, email nick@radioplusinfo.com. That's nick@radioplusinfo.com. Your business, your advertising message reaching this area. Let's work together. nick@radioplusinfo.com.
Andy is with us here at the Other Bar, Main Street, Waupun. Busy weekend, gearing up for an exciting week here at the Other Bar, Andy.
Yep, lots on tap this weekend, obviously. We welcome everybody that's in town for different tournaments, basketball, hockey, whatever. We'll take care of them as they roll in. This weekend, it's obviously Bear Weekend with Sunday night games. As always, we'll have Miller Lite 16-ounce cans, Pabst 16-ounce cans, and Coors Light 16-ounce cans on special during the game.
Of course, the Badgers playing, Bucks playing this week, and the holiday parade coming up on Friday night, too.
Absolutely. We'll be here on Friday night for the holiday parade, and it'll be warm here. We'll have chili on hand. Of course, Friday Fish is going on as well, so stop in.
All right, Andy with us here. I'm taking a peek at some of these delicious hot plate specials. That's perfect for lunch.
Yeah, we always got something different rolling for lunch this week. We're starting the week out with turkey, beef, and pork with mashed potatoes and gravy. It changes as quantities, obviously, but we always have something for a quick in and out.
Andy with us here, the Other Bar, Main Street, Waupun. Have a great week, man. Thank you.
Have a good week.
Welcome back here to the Fond du Lac Blue Line as we give a quick recap here of the first period as the Waupun Warriors and Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers are taking each other on in this Badgerland Conference contest. The Waupun Warriors are 0-1 so far in the Badgerland, and this is the opening contest for Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers. At 8:25 on the clock in the first period, the St. Mary's Springs, Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers score first as number 10, Dane Dinovich, with a great feed by number 29, Talon Blank, puts the first score on the back side of Tyler Fromholtz to score the first goal for Fond du Lac Springs. And the second goal scored by Fond du Lac St. Mary's Springs with 2:55 left on the clock in the first period. Once again, Dane Dinovich finds the back of the net on a good backdoor shot once again, and the feed by number 23, Josh Austin. And then a second assist is going to go to number 20, Ian Zabel. The highlight probably of the second period is while they were trying to kill off the penalty that was earned by number 10 for the Waupun Warriors, Keegan Zimmerman. With 1:40 on the clock, he earned a tripping penalty. While he's trying to clear that off, Micah Buckles gets nailed for a 5-minute cross-check. And as Springs comes in to provide support for the player, sorry about that, my pen is not working there. As he comes in to try and provide support, comes flying in and ends up throwing a punch at Micah, and Micah retaliates. He also throws a punch, and because of the two punches being thrown, both players are ejected and disqualified for fighting. And if I recall, I'll have to do a little bit more digging on what the rules are, but I believe that a fighting DQ is on automatic going to be a game suspension for the next game as well, as they're going to continue to take a look at it at the WIAA to see if it's egregious enough to warrant more. But I believe that it's an automatic. This game you're out, and the next game it's also a suspension, and it could be more. But I'll see if I can do a little bit of digging quick on the website as we get ready here. There's about 6 minutes and 10 seconds left on the second intermission clock, as you can see by the New Medical Center scoreboard. You're listening to Jeff Sowers. I'm broadcasting from the Waupun Equipment Company broadcast booth here at the Fond du Lac Blue Line. We'll be back in about 5 minutes for the call of the second period. Welcome back here to the Final Act Blue Line as we get ready here for the second period between the Waupun Warriors and Final Act Springs Ledgers. Penalty time should be put back up on the clock, as I believe that when I was looking at it, I think there was still 26 seconds left approximately in the power play for Fond du Lac Springs on the 5-on-3, and then there still will be another 3:26 remaining for Springs on a 5-on-4 5-minute major that was given to Micah Buckles. Saves again in that first period for Tyler Fromholz. 14 saves on 16 shots. And number 30, Hayden Rising, again, one of the other top goalies in the state of Wisconsin this year. Also with pitching a shutout so far. So take a look at the stats here as I was looking at Fond du Lac Springs as we get ready here for the puck drop. Springs working here on their power play. Connor Schramm with it, moves it through the zone. So far they have not scored on the power play, and they also have killed off every one. So that bodes well for the Waupun Warriors, who also have penalty killed every one of the penalties they've faced so far this year. Still on the power play. On the 5-minute major, Springs going to work it around 5-on-4. Held in there nicely by number 25, Colin McMahon. Running an umbrella, switching it. Dinovich tries to get in there with a tip. Not sure if there was a save opportunity or not, but that's going to be cleared all the way down the other end. Rising's going to grab it by the door. Going to try and get it up here as the Warriors are trying to make a switch. Dinovich with it, skates in. Again, sets up behind. Springs runs that umbrella. 3 across the top. That's going to hop out of the zone. Number 10, Keegan Zimmerman, comes out of the box. Tries to get it over to the other side. Pulling the trigger is number 25, Colin McMahon, and Tyler Fromholz is there. Skating hard with it is Blank right into the trapper of Tyler Fromholz, who makes another save. Here in the second period, 2:22 still left on the 5-minute major. St. Mary Springs with a 2-0 lead. In there now is that freshman line with Austin Westergaard. Comes out here to number 20, Ian Zabel. Gives it to Isaac Zabel. Fires it towards the net. Off of the stick. Fromholz pops it over into the corner. Trying to pick it up there is Springs. Trying to run their umbrella again. 3 people, a little bit of a switch positions. Swings it over. Trying to get it out front. He's working with it. Tried to get it out there. Good job there laying out for the Warriors. Gets it out into the neutral zone. Oh, they're saying that he held it in. Wow, I thought that certainly was cleared. Backhand opportunity there on the spinorama by number 3, Gabe Braun. Comes all the way back out to Ian Zabel. Zabel swings it over to Quinn McLaughlin. Save made and is going to be cleared by number 5 for the Warriors, Dakota Stevens. So the Warriors are going to have to be very disciplined now without their defensive leader, Micah Buckles. Gets it into the center. Dakota Stevens, good job there by Fromholz to slide out, cut down the angle from Isaac Zabel. Skating back with it now is Westergaard. Westergaard brings it, trying to get it all the way to the top. Bruni chips it, trying to give chase. It's Quinn Bailey, as he's putting a little bit of pressure on Ian Zabel. Zabel still with it. 1 minute left on that 5-minute major. Good job there. Quinn McLaughlin has it, moves it out to Dane Dinovich. Dinovich with both goals scored so far for Springs. Goes all the way across, right into Fromholz, who read that and made the beautiful slide, and he cuts down the angle at the same time. Tries to dump it in low as number 5 for the Warriors, Dakota Stevens. They go for a wholesale change, trying to get him on the long stretch pass. Dinovich has it, gives it over to Blank. Blank wraps it back around, tries to go back across. Hits the stick of a Warrior, comes out to number 25, Colin McMahon. Back into the center, all the way back out to Schramm. Schramm gives over to Dinovich. Dinovich looks. 14 seconds still left on it. Good job there by the Warriors. Cade Hartring to get a stick in the way and stop the attack. 8 seconds left here on the power play. No goals scored so far as he makes the attack. Dinovich, good job there on the stick by the Warriors, and they're going to kill this penalty off. The 5-minute major is gone for the Warriors. Springs still has the 2-goal lead. Dinovich fires off of the shoulder of Fromholtz, still holding it in the zone. This entire 13 minutes, or that have, take that back, 4 minutes that have elapsed, has been in control of St. Mary Springs down in this zone. Warriors finally back at full strength, trying to get it out. A little bit of pressure there by Rice. Rice rubs Dinovich into the corner, comes back, swings. Number 25 walks in off of the stick of Fromholtz as Colin McMahon pulls the trigger from his defensive position. Comes back up. Connor Schramm had gone down and pinched, held it down low. Skating with it. And trying to dump it is number 15 for Springs, or for the Warriors. That was Jonas Buckles. Stretch pass, and he gets it up, misses it off that long stretch pass, and that's going to be an icing on St. Mary Springs Ledgers. Hayden Rising tried to get it all the way up, moved it just out of the reach of number 19, Finn Bulow. Reset the line here, so you got Bulow and Cooper Bulow. So Finn and Cooper on the same line. Ian Zabel is out there with number 9, Caden Blank. And number 11, Jonathan Korb. Little give and go there from the Warriors. And that's going to be an icing. And it'll come back down here in front of Tyler Fromholtz. As number 17 for the Waupun Warriors, Dylan Pribino, seeing some action. With Micah Buckles gone. So you have Pribino out there with Quinn Bailey. Pribino's playing defense, normally a forward. Bailey trying to get it out of the zone, held in. It's going to be called out of the zone by the linesman. 11:47 left here on the New Medical Center scoreboard. As you can see up on that score clock as well, 22 saves so far for Tyler Fromholtz on 24 shots. Back in at center for the Warriors, battling for it was number 20, Hayden Reeder. So you got a freshman and Reeder out there. You got a freshman and Dylan Pribino out there for the Warriors. Dakota Stevens trying to get it around and escape. Clears. Pribino's going to go pick it up in the corner. Battling. Comes all the way back over to Dakota Stevens. To Stevens in the corner. Two guys pressuring. Stepping up is Zabel for Springs. Trying to get it out. The Warriors do. Chipped ahead. Giving chase as number 9 for the Warriors, Mason Holes. Mason gets into the corner, gets rubbed there by number 22, Cooper Bulow. Coming back the other way, number 3, Gabe Braun tries to make a move. Good defensive play there by Kyler Rice. Getting the stick in the way. Escape move there by Braun. Tried to center it, but couldn't get it through. And it's going to be picked up there by Springs. Number 29, Talon Blank. Skating around with it. Drops. Gives it over to Dinovich. Fire there by number 25, Colin McMahon. Right into the chest of Fromholtz. Once again, trying to get it back out center. A chip opportunity there by number 17, Jaden Meisner. Swinging it over. Springs doing a good job of controlling. Comes all the way to the top. Dinovich then dumps it down low. Gets it over to Colin McMahon. McMahon switches places with Dinovich. Dinovich gets the tip of the stick on it. And good hustle there again from Springs. Dinovich looks to make a move. Comes all the way into the slot with it, then works it back over to the half wall. Quinn McLaughlin there trying to battle Dinovich. Escape move there as Reeder misses. Comes all the way across. Again, that's going to be fired wide. Fromholtz was there on the read, battling. Talon Blank, again, Springs doing a good job of controlling. Warriors can't get a hold of it. Makes a good move, tries to get it on the backside. Had him beat, but Dinovich couldn't get the stick on it. That was a good feed again by Talon Blank. Rising picks it up, gives it to Dinovich. Dinovich is able to come in, 4-on-1, fires, and it's going to get there with a great glove save by Tyler Fromholz. Dinovich couldn't get the stick on it. That was a good feed again by Talon Blank. Rising picks it up, gives it to Dinovich. Dinovich is able to come in, 4-on-1, fires, and it's going to get there with a great glove save by Tyler Fromholz. Back here to live action, Tyler Fromholz with a fantastic save there. As Springs came in on a 4-on-1, tried to get it past him, and he read it nicely. Good job there again. It's number 11 on the backhand shots, it's Jonathan Korb. And Fromholz once again swallows up that puck for the save. 9:13 left here in the second period on the New Medical Center scoreboard. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here from the Waupun Equipment Company broadcast booth, right behind the announcer's booth here at the Fond du Lac blue line. Throws out the Warrior. I'm not sure why, but Quinn Bailey was tossed from the center. They try and make that crash automatically when they get that, win that draw. And if the Warriors could ever get a hold of it, they'd be short a defenseman. But unfortunately, the Warriors haven't been able to do so, and Springs has not had to pay the price for that execution. So it's interesting to watch that. I'm wondering if some other teams will pick that up. Fromholz is going to go behind the net, stop it, give it to his defense. Defense is going to try and clear, bangs it off of the wall, and does get back out into the neutral zone. Giving chase forward is number 9, Caden Blank. There's going to be a hit by number 10, Keegan Zimmerman's going to take a silly penalty for the Warriors, and he's going to go back into the box on that shot at 8:31, 2 minutes. We're going to see if they're going to call that a check from behind. Again, the officials are meeting to see what the call is going to be. The Warriors can't afford to have another player tossed out. See what the call is. He's going to give it to the officials, going to make the call, so we'll see. They're going to leave it there, so he's going to get... See what the call is. They've left the penalty box open. 5-minute major. I believe it's a check from behind is going to be the call, as he just simply ran him into the boards. So that's going to be 5-minute major. We'll see what the announcer makes as the call, but I think it's either going to be a boarding call or a check from behind. And the Warriors once again are going to have to try and kill off a 5-minute major. So far they've been perfect on the penalty kill.
Second period. Penalty to number 10, Keegan Zimmerman. A 5-minute major, 10-minute misconduct for checking from behind.
Check from behind is what I thought it was.
Clearing the 5-minute major will be number 12, Cole Fisher.
And the Warriors just shot themselves huge in the foot. Potentially, as the Waupun Warriors here can try and kill this penalty off. So far they have been 100% perfect on killing off penalties this season. In all 3 games they played so far, and so far in this contest as well, as they had a 5-minute major before, as well as a 2-minute tripping call. Good job there reading it. Picked up there by Fromholz. Almost 1 minute killed off on that 5-minute major. By the Waupun Warriors, number 10, Keegan Zimmerman, with a check from behind, is trying to play physical, and unfortunately took too many strides and hit the player right in the back. Conversation with Tyler Fromholz. I'm not sure what the conversation is. I guess he's having a conversation about the penalty call since he is wearing the C, but again, that's a difficult thing. Caleb my son wore the C for his junior season and didn't like it because he couldn't have any conversation. Save there by Fromholz as it got through on the tip as he battled hard with it. Coming back out all the way down. Rising takes control. going to be picked up there by number 20 for the Springs, Ian Zabel, wearing the captain's C also. Zabel makes a move around Quinn Bailey, gets it over to number 3, Gabe Braun.
Look at the last 3 numbers.
Braun looking to set it up. Swings it over to Zabel. Back over to Braun.
Last 3 numbers, 808.
Braun has it hop off of his stick, still has it. Back into the slot, gets it over there to Ian Zabel. Off of the blocker of Tyler Fromholtz.
Those are your winning tickets. Please go to
Back a give and go and a give into the trapper of Tyler Fromholtz, who's reading it really well tonight, seeing the shots coming, and he's been reading everything as Springs hasn't been able to pull the trigger quite as quick. Although the 2 that they did put in, Dinovich one-timed quickly on that backside to beat Fromholtz. And then once again, as a goalie, there's not much you can do with that. Comes back out at the blue line. With it is Dane Dinovich. Gives it over to number 25, Colin McMahon. He tries to pull the trigger. Stick on it by number 18 for the Warriors, Nate Batzler. 2:57 left here on the penalty. The 5-minute major for the check from behind. 6:28 left here in the second period on the New Medical Center scoreboard. Dane Dinovich with it once again. Moves it over to Connor Schramm. Schramm swings it. Tried to pull the trigger, not able to get there. Fromholtz quickly pops up from the knees to the double feet. Tries to get back over to that backside and covered. Did a nice job. Dane Dinovich swings it, pulls the trigger, tip. Fromholtz down low with the blocker and the glove. Able to cover as much of that surface as possible. And I think it went off of the glove, but the official's not going to say that it did. Actually, he is. It's going to say that it did go off of the goalie. It's going to stay in the zone. So almost killed off half of that 5-minute major. And that will be halfway, so the Warriors still staying perfect on their penalty kill. 2 5-minute majors here in this period for the Warriors. Actually, part of it was at the end of the first period. Good movement here. The puck by Springs. They did the same thing. Good backside. Unable to pull the trigger was Schramm as it was not quite on the stick. Comes back out at the top of the umbrella. Movement there by number 25, Colin McMahon. McMahon running the point. Fires it again into the pads of Fromholtz. Comes out to Schramm. Schramm traps it. Gets backside. Makes it unable to one-time it as Fromholtz reads it. Gets over there. Dinovich couldn't pull the trigger. And Warriors kill off all but 152 of this major penalty here. Warriors already have a short bench. And with Micah Buckles gone, trying to get it out. They do get it out of the zone, forcing Springs to reset. Ian Zabel swings it over to number 13, Quinn McLaughlin. He gets it back over. Picked up there by Braun. One of the freshmen that Coach Welsh was talking about in the pregame. Gives it over to Ian. Pops off the pads. Battling hard was Cooper Bulow. But Fromholtz once again stays tall. Rebound came right out in front. That's a perfect spot. Trying to get it to the backside. Pulls the trigger. Misses up over the top. He wasn't going to get it as it was going to be shut down the angle as Tyler Fromholtz once again is over there. Hayden Rising has not faced a shot yet. And as I say that, here's a chance. He's going to come out of the net. Doesn't get there. Mason Holes battles, picks it up. Tries to drive it all the way back down. Does. And 50 seconds are left on this penalty for the Warriors. That's going to be Chip. Quinn Bailey back. Going to have a chance to pick it up. He does. Takes it around the back of the net. Gets rubbed off by Ian Zabel. Springs is going to again try and take possession. Nate Batzler goes in there battling hard for the Warriors, so they're continuing to eat up time.
Look at your numbers, 693-808.
Cross ice pass all the way over to Gabe Braun. Picked up there by Cooper Bulow. Bulow tried to pull the trigger, fires it wide. Bulow picks it up, tries to get a wrap opportunity, unable to do so. Framholtz does a good job of protecting the bottom of the net. 10 seconds left here on the power play on the New Medical Center scoreboard. Tipped by Bulow, goes wide. Back in the front, Dinovich pulls trigger, and Framholtz is there and stands tall, and once again the Waupun Warriors kill off the penalty. And Zimmerman will still have to sit in the box for 10 minutes, as that check from behind is considered a misconduct. But the Warriors have made it 5-on-5 as they killed off another major. 3:11 left here in the second period on the New Medical Center scoreboard. 32 saves so far for Tyler Framholtz. Once again, one of the top 5. Dinovich hammers it, and Framholtz makes the read and makes the save quickly. Good, quick reactions, and that's going to be an icing. But the Warriors will take that as Tyler Framholtz once again makes the read on the back door as Dinovich was moving into position to try and get his third goal on quick pull the trigger, but Framholtz quick slide keeps the pads closed and is able to get there, making his 33rd save of the game so far. We still have another period left. St. Mary Springs up 2-0. I'd love to say some stuff about Hayden Rising because he too is one of the top goalies, but he's had no action. Dinovich again, this time tries to pitchfork on the backhand side and puts up over the top of the net as he had Framholtz beat as he read him. There's a good stick there by Mason Holtz. Rising comes out, plays it, gets it back out into the neutral zone. Moves it right up. Holtz with a good job there with a nice check in right into the belly as number 29 pulls the trigger. Talon blank. And Tyler Framholtz is there again to make the save. To keep the score at 2-0 for the St. Mary Springs Ledgers. Or I guess they go as from what I see here, I apologize for that. I'm going on the old title, Fond du Lac Springs. Apologize to all the Springs fans out there. Picked up there, Warriors trying to clear in the neutral zone again. Trying to get it down. Cooper Bulow tries to clear it out of his zone. Held in, and that's going to go into the bench. And the Warriors should have a face-off right outside of the bench there by Coach Babich and Coach Tank. .212 left on the New Medical Center scoreboard. The St. Mary Springs, Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers with a 2-0 lead on 2 good goals by Dane Dinovich to get him past Tyler Framholtz for the Waupun Warriors. Framholtz, as I was checking out the stats before, .947 save percentage compared to Hayden Risings, who also has an incredible .939 save percentage. Only giving up 3 goals on the season playing against Bayport and Arrowhead. Back in the front, and that's hammered. Nice job there, coming all the way from behind. Good feed, and there's going to be a good goal there by number 7, Isaac Highland, pulling the trigger. And I don't remember who took it from behind there, but 1:40 left in the second period. Springs is going to get an even strength goal for the 3rd goal of the game. And once again, I also forgot to hit the instant replay, so I apologize for that. So we'll see if we can pick up who gets the assist, as it's going to be made by the announcer. And back out there for Springs is the freshman line.
Jared goal scored by number 7, Isaac Highland. For the assist to number 9, Caden Blank.
Number 9, Caden Blank on the assist. So an even strength goal.
7 with the assist.
And once again, right away comes that freshman line for St. Mary's Springs, and they put all kinds of pressure on the Warriors and almost get one past to Framholtz, who made the save, but then it went right back out to Braun, I believe it was, who had the opportunity there to poke another one in. Almost did so. Zabel fires it towards the net. It's number 20, Ian Zabel. Fires it. Framholtz is going to grab that with the glove and get a stoppage here on the New Medical Center scoreboard at 1:02 here in the second period. 37 saves so far throughout this first 2 periods here for Tyler Framholtz with a minute 2 left here in the second period. Springs still looking to add to their lead.
Period number 2, 1 minute till Chuck.
Back out front was number 4, Austin Westergaard for Springs. Trying to make a move. Cooper Bulow loses an edge, goes into the boards. Back out at neutral ice. Picked up there by Dakota Stevens. Stevens, skate move back the other direction. Tried to get a stick on it, and it's going to be held in there. Picked up. Warriors trying to clear it out. Final 20 seconds left on the New Medical Center scoreboard. Chipped up ahead. Rising's going to play it, so it's not an icing. Didn't get it all the way over as far as he wanted, I don't think, but it does come back the other direction. Springs walks around Dakota Stevens back into the side, and that's going to be a save by Fromholtz as he actually overslid that one as the player from Springs didn't get enough juice on it, and that's going to do it here for the second period, where the St. Mary's Springs, Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers lead 3-0 over the Waupun Warriors. And as you can see up on the New Medical Center scoreboard, the 41 shots on goal by the Springs Ledgers compared to 3 shots for the Waupun Warriors. That means that Tyler Fromholtz has 38 saves so far here in the second period. But not enough to try and keep the Waupun Warriors in this contest. I think with a 3-goal lead, Fond du Lac Springs has the player that has control of this contest exactly where they want it. So just let's do a quick review before we go to our sponsor. So there was a lot of action in that period except for the Waupun Warriors. Number 10 at 8:31 on the clock, Keegan Zimmerman rams into one of the St. Mary's Springs players and gets nailed with a 5-minute checking from behind as well as a misconduct, which means he's sitting for another 10 minutes. So the Warriors, who also lost Micah Buckles in the first period to a fighting disqualification, had 2 major penalties that they have been able to kill off so far and maintain 100% penalty kill perfection on the season. We'll be back here with a quick, brief update again at the middle of the second period as we hear back from our sponsors. You're listening to Jeff Sauer here on Radio Plus. And from the Saputo Cheese live stream Game of the Week.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint
car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the home and family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem. If you suffer from debilitating and chronic joint pain, learn how innovative medicine with human cellular tissue products can get you back to living your best life.
Hi, my name is Les. I've suffered with a bad right knee for 30 years or 40 years. Actually had a knee replacement scheduled, and I looked into this, and it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. My knee now, 3 months later, is almost like new. I can run up and down stairs. I can sit at a gym watching a basketball game. I'm really happy and pleased with the results. I plan on strongly recommending this to, and I have been recommending this to friends and family who have had joint issues, shoulders, backs, and knees.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
One of the neatest projects and programs that we have that I truly believe in is our 5 cents for the future program. Every time a customer swipes their Bristol Morgan Bank debit card, we donate 5 cents to our scholarship fund, which is administered by the Fond du Lac Area Foundation. And we provide scholarships for local students that are going to 2-year, 4-year school. We're there for up to a 4-year renewable scholarship.
Bristol Morgan Bank. Locations in Oakfield, Fond du Lac, Brandon, and Van Dyne. Log on bristolmorganbank.com.
Make an impact within your community with Marian University's Bachelor of Social Work program. Experience direct client contact from your very first course, taught by faculty with years of field experience. Apply to Marian University today. Explore the mind and expand yours. With Marian University's Psychology Bachelor's program, experience exciting classes, professional conferences, field placements, and a 93% job placement rate. Apply to Marian University today.
Green Bay football players in Fond du Lac. After select Packer games during the 2021 season, fans can get up close and personal with the Pack. Ask player questions, get autographs, win preferred seats to the game plan when you sign up at Ray's TV and Appliance. To win the best seats in the house, follow 95 and 96.1 The Rock on Facebook and share the graphic. Have a shot at $1,000 when you play the Camera Casino Photo Finish Contest. All at the Home and Auto Game Plan presented by Midwest Overhead Door. This football season at Fat Joe's. Get schedule information at 961therock.com.
Andy is with us here at the Other Bar, Main Street, Waupun. Busy weekend, gearing up for an exciting week here at the Other Bar, Andy.
Yep, lots on tap this weekend. Obviously, we welcome everybody that's in town for different tournaments, basketball, hockey, whatever. We'll take care of them as they roll in. This weekend, it's obviously Bear Weekend with Sunday night games. As always, we'll have Miller Lite 16-ounce cans, Pabst 16-ounce cans, and Coors Light 16-ounce cans on special during the game.
Of course, Badgers playing, Bucks playing this week, and the holiday parade coming up on Friday night, too.
Absolutely. We'll be here on Friday night for the holiday parade, and it'll be warm here. We'll have chili on hand. Of course, Friday Fish is going on as well, so stop in.
All right, Andy with us here. I'm taking a peek at some of these delicious hot plate specials. That's perfect for lunch.
Yeah, we always got something different rolling for lunch this week. We're starting the week out with turkey, beef, and pork with mashed potatoes and gravy. It changes as quantities, obviously, but we always have something for a quick in and out.
Andy with us here, the Other Bar, Main Street, Waupun. Have a great week, man. Thank you.
Have a good week.
Saputo USA, just outside of Waupun, is hiring. Saputo has full-time benefit-eligible career opportunities available in their Alto facility. Competitive pay starting at over $21 per hour, benefits, and more. 8 and 12-hour shifts. Apply today and join one of the best growing companies. Apply at saputo.com or stop in on Highway EE in Alto, just outside of Waupun. Saputo Cheese is an equal opportunity employer.
J&J Trucking of Brandon is a proud sponsor of Laconia in tonight's game. John and Judy Hutter, the owners of J&J Trucking of Brandon. Milk transport and farm pickup, drop decks and vans, and more. A proud community sponsor of high school sports. They've been in business almost 30 years. Give them a call today, 346-2880 for J&J Trucking of Brandon. How would you like your local business to not only reach a whole lot of people, but also be attached to high school sports? Radio Plus has got you covered. To advertise your local business during our video stream of high school sports, email nick@radioplusinfo.com. That's nick@radioplusinfo.com. Your business, your advertising message reaching this area. Let's work together. nick@radioplusinfo.com.
Welcome back here to the Fond du Lac Blue Line as we're 11 minutes still left in the second intermission. Let's go through just a quick recap of what's happened so far in this contest. So you can see up on the New Medical Center scoreboard that the St. Mary's Springs, or Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers, have a 3-0 lead over the Waupun Warriors here at the Fond du Lac Blue Line. Opening contest in the Badgerland for the Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers, and this is the second contest for the Warriors. The last time the Warriors tied with Appleton United in their contest. So in this contest here so far, Springs looks like they're going to get an opening win. But we'll have to take a look and see what happens here in that third period. As a recap of the first period, at 8:25 on the clock, the St. Mary's Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers, Dane Dinovich scores the first goal for Springs, an even strength goal with an assist by number 29, Talon Blank. Again, they've done a nice job of feeding to the backside as Tyler Fromholtz, again, one of the better goalies in the state, does a nice job of fronting and coming out and challenging and does some quick reactions. And if you pull the trigger quickly, the backside of the goalie is always open and you need some protection, and he's not had that protection so far on that backside as he's had to make those reads and try and get over there and pick that up, and unfortunately he missed at 8:25 in the first. Continuing in the first period at 2:55, number 10 once again, Dane Dinovich, scores the second goal, almost set up exactly the same way with a good assist by number 23, Josh Austin, and then number 20, Ian Zabel, for the second even strength goal for Fond du Lac Springs. And the main highlight again in that second period is Micah Buckles gets called for a 5-minute major cross-check, and they take offense to that happening, and number 23, Josh Austin, comes flying in, and Micah Buckles retaliates and throws a couple of punches, and Josh Austin throws a couple of punches, and both gentlemen are ejected for fighting and disqualified. They're removed from the contest towards the end of the second period, and the Warriors had to kill off a 5-minute major for a minute 17, actually a 5-on-3 in that first period, and then continuing for the next 3 minutes and 26 seconds into the second period to kill that off, and they did. And then the Warriors once again found themselves shorthanded on a 5-minute major as number 10, Keegan Zimmerman, comes in and does a check from behind and rammed the player from Springs, and the official called it a 5-minute major, check from behind, and a game misconduct. Or a misconduct, not a game misconduct. So Keegan Zimmerman has to serve the 10-minute misconduct penalty as well, and the Warriors again were able to stay perfect and kill off those penalties and maintain 100% kill percentage on the season. After the penalty is over with 1:40 left on the clock, St. Mary Springs Ledgers once again are able to execute an even strength goal with a nice given goal as Isaac Highland is in the low slot, sitting down below the hash marks right in the middle, and he gets a perfect feed by number 9, Caden Blank, and hammers it home through the 5-hole of number 31, Tyler Fromholtz for Waupun. That's a summary of our scoring so far in this contest. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the intermission, and we'll be back here with the broadcast in about 7.5 minutes. You've been listening to Jeff Sauer here from the Waupun Equipment Company broadcast booth here on Radio Plus and the Saputo Cheese live stream game of the week, as the Waupun Warriors are taking on Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers here at the Fond du Lac Blue Line. We'll be back for the call of the third period. here to the Final Act blue line as we get ready to start the third period in the Saputo Cheese live stream game of the week here between the Waupun Warriors and Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers. Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers with a 3-0 lead over the Waupun Warriors here in their opening contest of the Badgerland Conference. Once again, you can see up on the New Medical Center scoreboard 41 shots so far on goal for Fond du Lac Springs. And they're continuing to assault the Waupun Warriors as they have probably had, I'm just guessing here, I haven't kept track of possession in the zone, but I would guess of the 34 minutes that they probably have had possession, let's call it for 31 minutes maybe, of this contest, as the Waupun Warriors have been unable to sustain any kind whatsoever, any kind of pressure on Hayden Rising, who's only seen 3 shots, and I believe a couple of those, 2 of those 3 were dump-ins that were on net. Here we go with the start of the third period. Dane Dinovich.
Center for Moment Joint. We're providing sports medicine services for our school in this event. See all the sports medicine experts today. SMS Health.
Took it into the zone. They're going to be wrapped around, hammered down by number 2, Cooper Bulow. Here's comes into the neutral zone. Warriors with a chance, comes back into their offensive zone, then quickly back into the neutral zone. Bulow with it, slams on the brakes, tries to cut into the inside. There was a chance for the Warriors. Hayden Reeder, that's going to be dumped back in. Delayed offsides. Warriors with possession. Trying to get something going here. Gets it over to Payson Landel, and that's going to be dumped back in, and that's going to be an icing on the Warriors. And it's going to come all the way back down here to the trapper side of Tyler Fromholtz. Didn't see that one of the Warrior players had lost his stick. The official kind enough to just grab it and skate it back over to the bench. It's number 7, Isaac Highland in at center. Wins it back, then it's chipped against the board. But Highland and Schramm go back and pick up the puck before the Warriors can get a hold of it. Coming back into the neutral zone, skating and dumping it in hard is Connor Schramm. Wrapping it around to the Warriors, trying to get it out outside of the reach of Quinn Bailey. Drives it towards the net, knocked down by the Warriors, trying to get it out. And it goes over to Nate Batzler with Ben Bruni. Penalty is going to be called. Bruni still had it, or take that back, Batzler, and now it's going to be the first penalty that's going to have any type of impact. It's going to be called on, and it looks like it's going to be a slashing. Is going to be called on number 11 for Springs. Jonathan Korb at 15:31. I think it was slashing, so let's see what the announcer calls. So the Warriors are going to have a chance here on a power play. So far, they've executed 22.2% of the time on their power play. Down into the corner, wraps it around, trying to hold it in is number 8, Cade Hartrink. Hartrink dumps it back into the corner.
Jonathan Korb. 2-minute scores.
Slashing was the call. Fromholtz plays it, gives over to Hartrink, but good pressure there from Springs, and they're able to pick his pocket as number 29, Talon Blank, tried to get it back. Dane Dinovich taking possession again of the puck. Springs, Schramm, back over to number 25, Colin McMahon. Cade Hartrink with it again, has a chance, tries to get it in the zone, gets it around McMahon, tries to center it, Rising pokes at it as he was coming across the crease, tried to get it back in the center, fires into the trapper. Rising's going to get a save. Oh, they are giving him a cheap one. When he poke checked one away that wasn't coming in to give him his 5th save of the game. At 14:23 here on the New Medical Center scoreboard, Waupun Warriors still with 52 seconds on the power play opportunity. Batzler goes in battling hard with Blank, or McMahon, I take that back. It's number 9, Caden Blank in there battling. Held in. Tried to get it towards the net, unable to do so. Bailey picks it up. After Bruni had it, turns, fires. That's going to be up over the top as a good stick there by the defenseman for Springs. Fired. Batzler tip opportunity just went wide. I think it may have gone off of the pad, but we'll see if they give them credit for that. Probably does not. Looks like it was chipped. 7 seconds left here on the power play. The Warriors got a couple of shots off, and that's going to be picked up there, and both teams are going to be at full strength as the Ledgers kill off the penalty, and that'll be an icing dumped down low, and Waupun will have a face-off back down here to the Trapper side of Hayden Rising. So Hayden is considered to be a right goalie as he catches with his right hand. And that's going to go in the net as it hops up over, and Waupun's going to get their first score. Considered to be a right goalie as he catches with his right hand. And that's going to go in the net as it hops up over, and Waupun's going to get their first score. We'll see who is out in front of that goal, but the Waupun Warriors score here to make it a 3-1 contest, and we'll see who the announcer gives the credit for, and if there's an assist. There had to be an assist because it looked like it was a tip. Mason Holtz with a nice goal.
With the assist to number 11,
Kyler Rice with the assist. Makes it 3-1. 13:22 on the clock. Mason Holtz again scoring a goal, getting the tip past Hayden Rising, making the score 3-1. Back in the neutral zone come the Warriors. Now they got a little bit more giddy up in their step. Quinn Bailey gets rubbed off of the puck. Back into the neutral zone. Picked up. So that was moved by Kyler Rice, and it's going to be an offsides on the Warriors. At the 12:27 mark here in the third period on the New Medical Center scoreboard, Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers with a 3-1 lead now over the Waupun Warriors. Once again, they like to do that D win, and then they try and streak the opposite D up the boards, and that time Connor Schramm was unable to connect. Good pick and read there, held in by Ben Bruni. Bruni gets it into the zone. Bailey tried to do a stick check, unable to do so. Coming back the other way is Dane Dinovich. Dinovich quickly around the back, trying to get it out, looking to see if there's somebody he can feed it out front to. Drops it back, works a cycle, gets it right back into Dinovich. Back on the backside, good save there by Tyler Fromholtz to get back into the play and make the save for the Waupun Warriors. That was great work by Springs. Good chip opportunity there by number 29, Talon Blank. Here they come again. Blank tries to give and go to number 17, Jaden Meisner. Back towards, down at the bottom of the net. Dane Dinovich makes a couple of moves, trying to get it back into the center. Gets it into the low slot. Backhand almost gets it past Fromholtz. Had him beat as Fromholtz was over-reading, which is easy to do. Now skating back the other way is Quinn Bailey. He dumps it down low after crossing the red line. Springs gives chase, but since it was to the far side, it gives the Warriors a chance to make the change. Connor Schramm gets bumped off by number 20, Hayden Reeder, sorry about that. Reeder with it, drops it at the blue line, trying to get in the zone. As Mason Holtz gets it over by Payson Landel, back into Landel as Holtz gave it back into the slot. Warriors again with some pressure here. Good pass there by Holtz as it goes underneath a couple of sticks. Giving chase is number 11, Kyler Rice. Rice picks it up. Back Back into the neutral zone. Hayden Reeder chips it down low. Mason Holtz gives chase. Ian Zabel there to pick it up for the Ledgers. Zabel decides to slow things down, set it up behind his net. Looks to go. Gives it. Looks to break it out. Comes back out. Moves it over to number 19. That's Finn Bulow. Bulow all the way back into the slot. Hammered there by Cooper Bulow. Gets back behind the net. Comes back out into the slot. Picked up there by Payson Landel. He chips it into the neutral zone and clears. Giving chases Ian Zabel with a forecheck pressure by Ben Bruni. Bruni tries to get in there. Zabel pins it up against the board. Takes possession. Comes out of the goal line. Breaks it across into the neutral zone. Good job there by Nate Batzler. Hounding Dane Dinovich. Good move there. Quinn Bailey making a couple of moves but unable to do anything with it. Privino goes down on the attack. Danovich and cleared on the save from Tyler Fromholtz. Coming back the other way, touched by Springs, so it will not be an icing. Colin McMahon looks to move it over to number 17. Jaden Meisner gets it into the zone, held in. Warriors got a little bit of pep in their step after scoring that goal. Back behind the net. Dylan Privino looks to move it, instead gets it over to Talon Blank instead. Blank picks it off, has it, moves it out to the top. Fired in there by number 25. McMahon, that's going to go off of the blocker of Fromholtz. Chipped up in the air. Cooper Bulow knocks it down. Dylan Privino looks to clear, gets it out to the neutral zone, but coming off of the bench pick quickly is number 11, Jonathan Cord. Picks it up, dumps it back in, giving chase is Talon Blank, but it's going to be picked up there by number 5 for the Warriors, Dakota Stevens, and he's going to dump it all the way down for an icing. Almost the halfway mark here of the third period. 3-1 is the score on the New Medical Center scoreboard, as Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers with a 2-goal lead over the Waupun Warriors here on the Saputo Cheese live stream game of the week. Number 7 for the Ledgers, Isaac Hyland, will take face-off. It's going to be won by the Warriors. They get possession, try to get it out into the neutral zone, and they do. Coming back with it, dumps it down low, takes a good ricochet. Fromholtz ready for it, plays it. Into the board, battling hard. Warriors trying to get it out. Springs with possession. That's number 13 for Springs. Quinn McLaughlin comes back up to his defensive position. And Fromholtz says, enough of this behind me. He gets on top of it with his trapper at the 8:01 mark here in the third period, as Springs Ledgers with a 2-goal lead. Back in at center. Dane Dinovich wins it over Nate Batzler. Picked off there by Ben Bruni as he reads it. Rising's going to come out and play it. Tries to wrap it around and does, and gets it over to Ian Zabel. Zabel almost takes the hit, goes down as he tries to sidestep it. It looks like it was a kneeing. Zabel is hurt, so he's trying to get off of the ice. Coming back is the Warriors. So no call on that. Zabel is able to get back up on his feet as he was hitting, got back on the bench. So he made contact as he tried to sidestep that contact. It looked like he took a knee to the inside. Picked up there by Ben Bruni. Gives it over to Quinn Bailey. Bailey goes for the change. Bruni continues with the forecheck. Cooper Bulow moves it over to McLaughlin. Sorry, I take that back. Number 25, my fault. Colin McMahon, I apologize for that. Back into the slot. Bulow looking. Backside. Shot into the belly of Tyler Fromholtz. Fromholtz was able to swallow that up all day. With 6:47 left here in the third period on the New Medical Center scoreboard. Fromholtz with his 41st save of the game. Rising with 5 saves. Hasn't seen much action, and the Warriors had one chance with a tip and did get a tip right past him. Comes all the way back out. Picked up there by Quinn McLaughlin. So McLaughlin, number 13, looked to move it down to number 5, Isaac Zabel. Tried to get in the slot. Good job there by number 4, Austin Westergaard, to pull the trigger. But Fromholz is there to eat it up. Again, Coach John Welsh was talking about this freshman line, that he's really proud of the work that they do, and he's going to keep them together throughout the entire season and allow them to continue to work together as a team and see how well they develop as they continue their career at Springs. Back towards Fromholz. Fromholz grabs a hold of it and gets the whistle at 6:17 to take any momentum away from Fond du Lac Springs. Springs has been dominant in this contest, again in the offensive zone, as we were talking about earlier in the start of this period. I just said of the first 2 periods, they had about 31 of the 34 minutes. And still, again, here, they still have constant pressure. But Tyler Fromholz has been able to stand tall, and the Warriors, after scoring that goal, have a little bit of pep in their step. Young Warrior team. Dakota Stevens tries to chip it out. Held in there by number 19, Finn Bulow. Banked off of the board, trying to clear it is Dylan Pribino. Comes back into center ice. Nate Batzler at the blue line, crosses, fires. All that is an easy save. It trickled through, though. Wow. Underneath the arm. That is one of the easiest saves coming from the blue line. Hayden Rising got lucky as that snuck through and got on edge and rolled past the pipe. Oh, Schramm. Quinn Bailey takes a hit, and they're going to tell Schramm to take a seat. Looked like that actually was a pretty clean hit to me, but Connor Schramm is going to get called for interference, would be my guess. Head contact. So they're going to call him for head contact. At the 5:23 mark, the Warriors are going to go back on the power play. Trying to set it up. Warriors have it. Held in the zone.
Electric penalty to number 18, Connor Schramm. 2 minutes for head contact.
So Schramm gets called for head contact. Picked off there by Springs, looking for a shorthanded chance. Dinovich had him beat, but missed, hit to the side of the net. And now there's going to be a retaliation hit as the Warriors are going to give this right back, as it's going to be an elbow call. Let's see what that's going to be on. That's going to be on Mason Holz, is going to get called for the penalty, gives it right back. So Mason, who scored the goal for the Warriors at 4:53, is going to make this a 4-on-4 contest. Bulow quickly, good job with touch passes and swinging it. Dinovich brings it back into the neutral zone. Elbow is the call on Mason Holtz. Dinovich with it. Looks to set it up, 4-on-4. Gives it away, picked up there by Hayden Reeder. Reeder tries to get in the zone. He's going to get a good hip check there. Nice clean hit by number 25, Colin McMahon, on that hip check. Springs with it once again. Good pass. Comes in. McMahon tries to get it, cut it towards the net. Picked off there by the Warriors. Down by the Zamboni door, trying to rub him off is Dakota Stevens. Dane Dinovich once again runs it across the blue line, misses on that one. And picked up there by Talon Blank. Tries to get in the center, and Tyler Fromholz is going to get on top of that one with the big trapper. At 3:52 here in the third period, skating 4-on-4 on the New Medical Center scoreboard. The Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers 3, the Waupun Warriors 1, and one from each team is sitting in the box. clearing it, trying to hit the flyer, banks it off of the board, going after it, and that's going to be an icing on the Warriors. Used to be called the old Omaha Flyer, as the Omaha Orangemen used to use that as one of their plays that you saw at the youth level. Every time they would win one back, they would pull it back to the defense, and the forward would fly out wide, go flying down the ice, and it almost worked every single time for them because, again, at that level, mites and squirts didn't have a lot of teams that could keep up with that type of speed. Oh, that doesn't work as well anymore, but they tried. Ben Bruni with it, giving chase. Springs going to go on the power play here for the next 30 seconds at 3:22. Reaching out, Nate Batzler with a stick. Going to be dumped in towards Rising. Slams on the break. Coming back with it is Ian Zabel. Gives it over to number 4, Westergaard. Austin Westergaard swung it over to Gabe Braun. Shot opportunity there. Stopped by Fromholtz. He's trying to clear out Bulow. Looking for it. Over the top is number 3 with the goal. Gabe Braun picks up a nice goal for Springs. And I think it's going to be considered an even strength goal, but we'll see. At 2:48, I believe that it was number 3, Gabe Braun, with the goal. And I think that they're going to credit it as even strength with 2:48 left on the clock. And once again, I started writing instead of paying attention to the instant replay, so I apologize to the fans out there for not showing that again. We'll see what comes across on the announcement and see if there is an assist that's given. But a nice job there by Braun on the backhand. Goes up over the top. Crossbar. Gabe Braun with the goal.
The assist to number 4, Austin Westergaard.
Westergaard, Austin Westergaard with the assist. Gabe Braun.
48-second mark in the third period by number 3 with the assist to 4.
Brings the score on the New Medical Center scoreboard 4-1 with about 2 minutes and 10 seconds left here in this contest. Fond du Lac Springs with a 3-goal lead, continuing to try and put pressure. They do a good job of puck possession and a good job of moving the puck back and forth, usually executing really well, putting it on the stick. Just as you saw right there, Dane Dinovich has it, moves, and hits the corner. As he's trying to pick Fromholtz, had it there, but the goalie's best friend is that pipe ring, and that's what Fromholtz heard. With 1:35 left here on the New Medical Center scoreboard, Batzler moving it across the zone for the Warriors. Chipped back, Dinovich once again looking for his hat trick. Looks across, moves, does an assist, feeds it into the center, nobody there in the high slot. Comes back into the neutral zone, skating with it. Mason Holes comes after it, fires right into the trapper of Hayden Rising, and he's going to make the save. At 1:13 left here on the score clock in the third period. That's going to be the 7th save there for Rising, and it's going to be the 43 saves so far in the game for Tyler Fromholtz. Coming up on 1 minute left in this contest. Springs skating with it, that's number 9. Caden Blank, back out front, off of the stick of Fromholtz, into the high slot at the blue line. Tried to drive it back forward was number 25, Colin McMahon. Comes back out into the neutral zone. Springs backs it out, and then comes right back in again on the attack. Number 7 there lost it. Isaac Highland coming back up. Here's the puck. It's chipped out over the boards. With 35 seconds left, we get a stoppage of play. Be a face-off here to the blocker side. Hammered back towards the net, tip opportunity. Fromholtz got a piece of it. Still battling to try and find out, stay in front, does. Right back in front of it there, gets on top of it, and wow, what a flurry of action there as Fond du Lac Springs was all over that puck, trying to get another one past Fromholtz. Great work there by Tyler Fromholtz, senior goalie for the Waupun Warriors. It's one of those chips forward on the win for Springs, and then it's going to squirt out into the neutral zone as it goes underneath the stick. Quinn Bailey had possession, then it's going to be dumped into the corner, wrapped around. Fromholtz stops it there, moves it, gives it over to Kyler Rice. Rice tries to move it up to Bailey. Bailey has it in his feet. He's going to hold it up there against the boards, and that's going to do it here for this contest this evening as Fond du Lac Springs Ledgers are going to win 4-1. 48 shots on Tyler Fromholtz to 8 shots on Hayden Rising. So 44 saves for Fromholtz and 7 saves for Hayden Rising as he's going to come out with another victory. We're going to hear from our sponsors, and we'll come back with a real quick post-game show from American Family Insurance. Christine File is our post-game sponsor. Let's hear from our sponsors one more time.
HomeandAuto.com. Check out our selection of over 400 new and used vehicles. HomeandAuto.com. Every vehicle from all 4 of our locations in one convenient place. Find your perfect car without leaving home at HomeandAuto.com. New vehicles from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, and Ford. Pre-owned from $39.82 and certified pre-owned. Plus the warranties and hometown service you can depend on. Make the Home and Family your first stop at HomeandAuto.com. We make you feel at home at Homan.
Are you missing out on life? Does chronic joint pain prevent you from doing the things you love? I get it. All you think about is pain. This is Dr. Randy Blahoviak with New Medical Center. We have the solution to your problem.
My name's Gary. I had arthritis really bad in my right knee over 3 months ago. Couldn't really do anything, couldn't do stairs, just simple stuff. And now I can do things I couldn't do before. I can climb stairs, walk, anything. My spine's better. And my personal opinion is you're a fool not to get this done.
Hi, my name is Joni. I came here because I needed a new knee, but I didn't want to go through all that surgery and everything. I'm very pleased with it. And the reason I did it because I couldn't go up and down stairs very well. I couldn't work too long hours and had a hard time getting in and out of the car. I had to lift my knee up, and now I can do all those things. And I have no pain, and I would recommend it to everyone, and I have.
Call New Medical Center for an alternative approach with innovative medicine at 920-249-8757.
We educate tomorrow's heroes today. Developed by the area's best nurses, your acceptance into Marian University's BSN program will allow you to take nursing courses in your sophomore year. Apply to Marian University today. In each community, forensic scientists crack the toughest cases. With Marian University's Forensic Science Bachelor's program, learn from industry-experienced faculty within a hands-on crime scene lab. Apply to Marian University today.
Andy is with us here at the Other Bar, Main Street, Waupun. Busy weekend, gearing up for an exciting week here at the Other Bar, Andy.
Yep, lots on tap this weekend, obviously. We welcome everybody that's in town for different tournaments, basketball, hockey, whatever. We'll take care of them as they roll in. This weekend, it's obviously Bear Weekend with Sunday night games. As always, we'll have Miller Lite 16-ounce cans, Pabst 16-ounce cans, and Coors Light 16-ounce cans on special during the game.
Of course, the Badgers playing, Bucks playing this week, and the holiday parade coming up on Friday night, too.
Absolutely. We'll be here on Friday night for the holiday parade, and it'll be warm here. We'll have chili on hand. Of course, Friday Fish is going on as well, so stop in.
All right, Andy with us here. I'm taking a peek at some of these delicious hot plate specials. That's perfect for lunch.
Yeah, we always got something different rolling for lunch this week. We're starting the week out with turkey, beef, and pork with mashed potatoes and gravy. It changes as quantities, obviously, but we always have something for a quick in and out.
Andy with us here, the Other Bar, Main Street, Waupun. Have a great week, man. Thank you.
Have a good week.
J&J Trucking of Brandon is a proud sponsor of Laconia in tonight's game. John and Judy Hutter, the owners of J&J Trucking of Brandon. Milk transport and farm pickup, drop decks and vans, and more. A proud community sponsor of high school sports. They've been in business almost 30 years. Give them a call today, 346-2880 for J&J Trucking of Brandon.
Saputo USA, just outside of Waupun, is hiring. Saputo has full-time benefit-eligible career opportunities available in their Alto facility. Competitive pay starting at over $21 per hour, benefits, and more. 8 and 12-hour shifts. Apply today and join one of the best growing companies. Apply at saputo.com or stop in on Highway EE in Alto, just outside of Waupun. Saputo Cheese is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back here to the Final Act Blue Line as we have the American Family Insurance Christine File post-game report. The final score here from the Final Act Blue Line tonight was 4-1 for Final Act Springs Ledgers. Leading off the scoring at 8:25 in the first period is number 10, Dane Dinovich, with an even strength goal and an assist by number 29, Talon Blank, to bring the score 1-0 for St. Mary Springs. Following that up, and about 5 minutes later at 2:55 in the first period, Dane Dinovich once again finds the back of the net on the backdoor side of Tyler Fromholtz with an assist by number 23, Josh Austin, and number 20, Ian Zabel. After that, at about 1 minute left, Micah Buckles gets tossed for fighting, and so does Josh Austin, which changed the dynamics for both teams, as Josh Austin is one of the leaders for St. Mary Springs, and Micah Buckles is definitely the leader on the ice for the skaters for the Waupun Warriors. In the second period, Fond du Lac Springs comes and scores with 1:40 left. So Waupun is able to kill off 2 5-minute major penalties without giving up a goal, and still has not given up a power play goal the entire season. But at 1:40 in the second period, Fond du Lac Springs comes back and scores number 7, Isaac Highland, with an assist by number 9, Caden Blank. Again, an even strength goal for Springs. At the start of the third period, the Waupun Warriors at 13:22 on the clock scores their first goal as number 9, Mason Holtz, scores on a tip from number 11 on the assist, Kyler Rice, to score for the Waupun Warriors. And that gave the Warriors a real pep in their step. Unfortunately, they were unable to execute any further. And St. Mary Springs with 2:40 left on the clock. The freshman line that Coach John Welsh was talking about with number 3, Gabe Brown, getting the goal with an assist by number 4, Austin Westergaard, and the other freshman on that line, Isaac Zabel. All three of those freshman players looked really good for Fond du Lac Springs. Penalties in the game, as we were talking about it. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Warriors, and 1, 2, 3 for Springs. 2 5-minuters by the Warriors. One from Micah Buckles for fighting and disqualified, and another 5-minute major from number 10, Keegan Zimmerman, as he got called for a check from behind, but the Warriors were able to kill those off and didn't hurt any of their power play percentages through the season. So that'll do it here from the Final Act Blue Line. You've been listening to Jeff Sauer here making the call for Radio Plus. I appreciate you listening to the broadcast. We can only get better as we continue to go through this. Trying to be the audio and the computer engineer as well as the cameraman and the announcing. Causes a little bit of challenges, but thank you for bearing with us. And I want to give a huge shout out again to our sponsors, and thank you to Radio Plus and especially Saputo Cheese for sponsoring the live stream games of the week. We'll be back on the air with another live stream from CWC as the Randolph Rockets boys basketball team will be taking on the CWC Crusaders boys basketball game, and we thank Saputo for doing an additional live stream game of the week. The call will be by Steve Winterhack and Randy Armgren. I'll be running the computer and the cameras, so that should take a little bit of pressure off of us, and we'll see how well. This will be the first time that we're going to try that setup as well. So from the Waupun Equipment Company broadcast booth, you've been listening to Jeff Sauer here on Radio Plus. Take care and God bless, and I can't wait to see you at the rink or the basketball court.